Alright, boys and girls, do you like fighting games?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to know how to play them?
Honey.
Are you willing to do the hard work it takes to learn?
No, 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 no!
Well, don't worry about it. These videos, I'm going to have a series of videos dissecting my own matches to show you just how you can get by playing fighting games in general, specifically Street Fighter. Now, I need to make this explicitly clear. I want this video to be fun to watch, engaging, and not boring for the viewer. If somebody knows nothing about fighting games, I want this video to be a nice, fun way to introduce the newcomer into the world of fighting games and into the mind of a fighting game player such as myself. And for the first match, it will be a very good analyzation. Well, without further ado, let's just get straight to it. Let's go! Alright, now here's the next match that just happened after one of what? In the set. Okay, this next match is much better, and I'm going to explain to you the exact thought process. Okay, so as we get ready, I chose to play again. I like this Guile player, I respect him. Just because I whipped his ass doesn't mean he's not a good player. Alright, so we're fighting. I start off with spamming Hadoukens. I'm not letting him get the chance. So I try to go neutral again. I overhead him. I sweep him because I notice that weak point. Habitually, I know what he wants to do because he's a Guile player. You see that I'm punishing his behavior. Exactly. I knew he had stun to be stunned with. Punched him with an uppercut, but that traded KO. It's that simple. Got a phone message. Yeah, so how this worked, I'll explain in detail. Just give me a little bit of a second. My cat just jumped on my desk. Get off, get off! Okay, so the match first starts off with fireballs. I spam this to engage and to just brute force him to let him know that I'm the one in control. I wanted to control the neutral game by spamming those fireballs. There is something about spamming fireballs that's actually useful sometimes. In certain situations, they're forced to block or jump over it. They can jump up or just over towards you. But I knew that if he were to jump towards me, I would already have him played. I'd do an uppercut. But anyway, we're spamming fireballs to ensure dominance over the neutral game immediately on the first second. I respect my opponent, but I have to let him know that I need control, and I do have control over this neutral game. Your opponent can be like a cat sometimes. Do you like cats? Probably not. Nobody likes cats, but I do. Cats have this weird habitual thing of just wanting to have dominance over you, and they just see your living space as their territory. My space of the map, of the stage, is my territory. My space is my territory. He thinks he can get into my territory. Take it over? No, I'm taking over his. When you got a cat, you gotta treat it with respect, but you also gotta let it know that, listen, firmly say, no, I'm in control here. You are my pet. I own you. In this situation, I own the Guile player. He's my pet. Okay, word of advice. When I said, I don't mean to physically hit your cats. I'm not telling you to hit your cat. Never hit your cat. I'm talking about discipline, actually. Don't take it the wrong way, okay? I'm not gonna let him trample over me, alright? I'm gonna be the one who gets control. This is all a fight for control. Now let's resume the presentation. I'm gonna let this play for a second. Now this You gonna see it? That's called an overhead. In fighting games, overheads are designed to punish players who crouch block way too much. Because if I were to sweep him with my legs, if he blocks low, it's not gonna hit because he's blocking low. But an overhead hits them right on the head, on that blind spot, the spot where they can't block, hence being called an overhead. Now I want to digest this and dissect this real quick, so I just crossed him up. This is a lot that happened. Crossed him up, I checked him out, I just threw him on the ground, grabbed the stun, his meter was getting low, and then I made a mistake of the punish, and then I finished him off. Let's just break this down really quick. Wish me luck, this is going to be hard to explain. So I'm going to jump, I'm going to cross him up. Boom! This makes it harder for him to block, and then do a crouching fierce. Now let's pause here for a second after this Hadouken. Cross-ups are a way to mix up your opponent and keep them on their toes when they're trying to recover from a knockdown. I knocked him down pretty hard, and he has to get back up and blocks the next attack or initiate an attack to outperform whatever I'm supposed to do. Essentially, holding backwards is blocking, but if you go behind the back, they get confused because the blocking won't work, hence it being called a cross-up, because you're crossing over their line of defense. And that is a tricky thing to do that I'll explain much more elaborately in another video. And this here is called a crouching fierce, or aka an uppercut, whatever you like to call it. I use this as the next attack to get some big damage in there. And I try to go for a punish, but I mess it up and do a Hadouken instead. You will see it. I needed to do a Shoryuken, maybe, to maximize the betterment of my damage, but I found the golden opportunity. I did a neutral jump, and I go down. And then this is where I fuck up the punish. I do a Hadouken instead of a Shoryuken, but I just do what I have to do, and I get the job done. He was stun locked because the stun meter got so high from all the pressure he took that he was in a daze. I used that to my advantage to give some free damage onto my opponent. And thank you for watching this video. This wasn't anything specific, it was just a generalized view into fighting games with a couple of matches or so that gives you insight on how to play. So enjoy this final match that I had with this really cool player of Dan, and I'll make another part focusing on certain different tactics of fighting games.